All right, we are live, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Lake County. I'm your host, David Rich. We have a very cool, very special guest on tonight, Dawn Abernathy. Uh,
Hello.
Hello, Dawn. Thanks for coming on. Dawn recently is the most recent victor in the election for College Lake County School Board. Did I say that right?
Trustee. Yes.
Trustee. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So congratulations on your win, and we're here to talk about that. And one of the things I like to discuss first when I have people such as yourself as recent victors of elections is how the campaign went, because I think people underestimate or don't understand how, I mean, definitely on the federal level, but even on the local level, how arduous and the time commitment for a campaign is. So, like, how did the campaigning go for you?
The campaigning went really well. Obviously, it must have gone kind of
Right.
well. I was victorious. The thing is that this is also an April election, so a lot of your campaigning is done in February and March.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, it's cold. So, and the ground can be frozen still. So, trying to get your signs in the ground. I've had friends that take drills out and actually drill holes in the ground in order to put your signs up. That's always fun. Sometimes you do get a little bit of that pity vote when you are standing there in 20-degree weather, freezing, trying to talk your point. The voter usually will be a little responsive, like, hey,
Sure.
you've taken the time to stand here and walk and talk, that you're happy to at least have them listen to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, was this like a door-to-door kind of situation that you're discussing?
I did do some door to door. We're very fortunate that I had a lot of friends that would make phone calls. They did mail, postcards, they did emails, a lot of Facebook advertising. There were also quite a few forums that were organized that we were able to get together and be able to, CLC did one where we were able to live stream that to different voters and different people in Lake County that were able to listen to our answers to their questions and what some of the students and what some of the faculty had questions about. We were able to answer for them.
Was it a debate situation or just a question answer?
It was just strictly question answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't. This is this is different than the consolidated elections. What people don't realize, these elections are what affect you more. I guess they affect your pocketbook more than any other election, because these elections are for your state representatives, your village officials, your school boards, your trustees, your mayors. And these people really have a lot to say in how much your property taxes go up or down. And these are what is being taught in your schools. These elections are extremely important. Just like coming up in 2 years, we're going to have another election. And yes, we have the midterms, and that's all up here. But what's really important are your county board representatives and your statewide representatives. Those are really important because those affect you 100%.
Yep. I've said that many times on this show before. One of the inspirations of like my first radio show and now this show was to inform local residents about local politics, because it's so important. This is the day-to-day stuff that you're going to contend with. Yes, the federal government has some impact and influence on your life, but by a fraction of what, the village boards and the county boards and the education boards. These are the local infrastructure and your roads and your property taxes, like you said, and zoning. And that zoning is huge,
Yes.
all sorts of stuff like that.
Exactly.
Your water and your sewage and blah, 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 stuff that you're going to use every single day, all day.
Correct.
So thank you for saying that. Thank you.
That, to me, so many people say, oh, what does it matter? My vote doesn't matter. Either, no matter what I do, we're in a red state or we're in a blue state. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does on the local.
100%.
Yeah, on those local elections, it matters 100%. And the thing that I looked, I did do a little research, and I've noticed that in this election, this past election that I was in, only 16% of registered voters actually voted.
It's sad. It's sad the small amount of people that attend to local elections, because like we just said, it's more relevant to your everyday life than the federal elections will ever be.
Right. And
you know,
right, it is. And then in November, the only thing good is the November election, there was a 70% voter turnout. It's a little better.
That's a lot better.
But still, in the entire state of Illinois, or I'm sorry, in Lake County, I know there's more than this. There's only 465,000 registered voters.
In Lake County?
In Lake County.
We have like what, over 700,000 residents?
I think I think we might be pushing 1 million.
Oh, okay. Last number I heard was 700,000.
Okay.
I don't even remember where I heard that. So.
Okay, so half. I mean, that's the other thing, is we have so many people that aren't even registered to vote.
Yeah.
So if there's anything, I would like to, it's just, it doesn't matter what, let your voice be heard.
Wow. Yeah. That's how democracies work, folks. If you don't chime in, then you don't, things are going to happen without your knowing, and you're not going to like it, and you had a chance to do something about it and you didn't. So, okay.
And my brother for years never would vote. Finally, I said, I don't want to hear your bitching if you don't vote.
It's always what I say. Like, did you vote? No, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say.
Right. You're absolutely right. Then what you have to say.
Okay. So, that was a good description of the campaigning, and obviously it turned out well. You won. And is there a day of is it like an inauguration day for this sort of thing, or do you just sort of show up to work on a certain day?
No, we were sworn in. There is a swearing in ceremony. We were sworn in by a judge from Judge Stephen DeRue from Lake County. He did the swearing in of the candidates that were newly elected. There's also myself, Jan Gibson, and then a student. There's always a student government, a student representative that sits on the board.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So it gives the students, who are the ones that you're representing, a voice on the board directly.
Absolutely.
I like that. That's cool.
Oh, I think it's fabulous, because then also they can take back whatever we discuss and take that back to their student government organization and disseminate it to the rest of the student body.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
How many people are on the CLC board?
Well, 7 elected officials.
Okay.
And then the 8th is the student trustee.
Student trustee. Does the student trustee have voting power? Because I don't know why you would have an even number of people when voting's involved.
Well, she does. Right now, she's a young woman. But there's certain ones that she won't vote on. Like, she did not vote on the chair of the trustees, of the board of trustees.
Okay.
She didn't vote on any of the.
She chose not to, or she's not allowed to?
No, she chose not.
Okay.
She chose not to. Most of the time, from what I understand, the students don't, when it's something controversial or can be, the students usually do not vote. They just present.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're to witness it and report back to the student body. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. But most of the other things, I'm going to tell you, there's not a lot of contention. One of the goals as a board, if we have disagreements on something, and we have had disagreements on things, we also try to come to a consensus so that we work together and we work as one. And that I believe is very important. And from some of the training I went to, that is highly stressed, is you want your opinions heard, but there's give and take also, which I think is the way it should be.
I 100% agree. Okay, so D. Cox is asking a question. There's a comment section button here on the side, folks, if you want to ask a question or make a comment. What does the board do for CLC? What is their mission? All right, that was going to be my next question. It's like, what exactly is the function of the board? So go ahead.
So the function of the board is to provide direction for the school. We work with the president and the leadership team to put together a strategic plan. We also develop a budget for the following year. We just approved the $133 million budget, and we're going to be, it pretty much starts right away again then in October, November. We already start working on next year's budget.
Sure.
Because our fiscal year, like most we end in July.
Right.
Is our last.
It have to be allocated on time.
Correct.
So yeah, you can't be like to the day or
Right. So yeah, we have to work on this and start working and putting, and then as a trustee, I was a trustee in the Village of Mundelein.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big learning curve for me because there is a difference between a school board and the village board. And I'm learning that difference. So it's nice.
Would you be able to point out one or two differences?
And I don't want this to sound negative, so please don't take it the wrong way. In a school, there's a lot of little, I call them fiefdoms. Okay. And I'm not saying it, like I said, I'm not saying
they're not peasants, but like,
no, it's not. No, it's not
areas. There's areas in system science, they're called nodes, little nodes of pockets of people. Okay, go ahead.
We have different little pockets of groups, and it's where, like at the village, I could just go to the director of public works and sit down and talk to him and say, what's your budget? What's your wants? What's your needs? And go through it like that with him. Go to police, public safety, all of that.
Yeah.
I could do that. It's really not the protocol at a college. Or
to go talk to like the janitorial department or the library.
Like for me to go show up at the lumbar center and start talking to them about their performing arts division.
Okay.
So that's where, for me, I've got to take a step back, and I've got to learn the ropes, as they say.
Yes, no, that's very well said. Is there a way for these local nodes or fiefdoms, a way to get their wants noted to you?
Well, if anyone wants,
is there a system in place, like the library needs funding for new books, and how do they tell you that?
That would go through the foundation. Oh. So we also have the CLC Foundation, and I got to put a plug in because September 15th is the CLC Foundation golf outing. Cool. So, yeah, which would be nice. And then anyone can always email me because our emails are public domain. So you can, trustee Abernathy at clcillinois.edu. I mean, so anyone can talk to you. I don't know the best answer to that just yet.
Okay.
Like I said, I mean, I've just been there for a few months. We've had 2 meetings and they've been pretty non-eventful.
Okay.
We have I have a conference coming up in August, which will be good because now that's where we get to learn the nitty gritty of what our responsibilities are.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it a 4-year term?
It's a 6-year term.
Oh, fun. All right. Well,
yes.
You got a job for 6 years. That's cool.
Well, I have a volunteer gig for 6 years. This is a non-paid job.
What?
Oh, no, we're not paid.
Not a penny?
Not a penny. We're reimbursed for, like when I go to this conference, we're reimbursed, but we're not paid.
You don't get a stipend for anything, gas mileage, anything like that? Nothing.
If we go to a conference, like when we had to go to training down in Bloomington, and that's your FOIA training, your Open Meetings Act training that every elected official needs to go through. That was in Bloomington. And Now my mileage there and back was reimbursed, but no, yeah, that's it.
I didn't know that. Like, I know that there are small, like, I know that, like, with village boards, like Mundeleins, whatever, it's like pittance. It's like what, $300-400 a month or something.
Well, Mundelein actually pays pretty well. Mundelein, we got, I think, $600 a month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I just assumed a county official would get paid something.
No.
I know that the Lake County Board does.
Oh,
like,
they get
it's like
paid
43 grand a year or something like that.
Oh, more than they get. No, they get more than that. And then they
Okay.
get an additional, I think 15, or they just gave themselves raises, 15 to, yeah, I know. 17. It's some for the park district, because they're also the Forest Preserve Board. So they get their Lake County Board stipend, and then they get the Forest Preserve Board stipend, and they get reimbursements and.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That's I don't like that. Okay, like, yeah, I know I had Lori Chesney McKay on here. I went to high school with her, and she's the Fremont, what is it, Library Board. She won that, but that was so small that she said she doesn't get paid either, which made a little more sense to me just because it's such a small little situation. I just expect a county official to make something, but okay, I'm wrong. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, this is not a you're not in this for monetary value.
Which I guess is good. I mean, you shouldn't get into politics to become rich, even though a lot of people do. But that's like,
I was going to say, well,
but okay, interesting. Okay, so you said that you had 2 meetings so far, two sessions, and you said were pretty uneventful. But like, can you kind of pick 1 or 2 things you discussed, just kind of give us a picture of like what you guys do there?
Well, it's hard because these were our last 2 meetings of the year. So it was pretty much going over the budget.
Okay.
It was going over. Yeah. So, I mean, it was the first one's an organizational meeting. It was, okay, who's going to be chair? Who's going to be this, goodbye to the old trustees. Hello, new trustees, because there, a couple of board members didn't win. So there was that. But the thing that is nice, though, one of the things they do, and I think it's once a quarter, is they have what's called a trustee track. And this last track, we went and got to go to the Public Works Department, because CLC has its own police department.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, these are
actual cops.
They're sworn officers. A lot of them are retired cops, retired officers. I know a couple from Vernon Hills and from Mundelein and so now they are sworn officers for CLC. So
interesting. I didn't know that. That must, because I went to CLC. I mean, this is forever, of course.
Yeah,
we didn't have that then. You could still smoke in the corners, but like that's how long ago it was.
I actually was a student at CLC in the 80s because in high school I had to take a class before I took physics. And then in the 90s, after I graduated from college, I just wanted to take some classes. I took a psychology class with her name was Dr. Kerr, Dr. Meredith Kerr, I believe. She was fabulous. I took every class she taught.
Oh, great.
And then I went back and got my master's in education.
Oh, good.
And I was short a couple of classes. I needed another English class and a math. So I went to CLC, of course, to get them.
Community colleges are a great idea.
Phenomenal. And people don't realize and it's not just because I'm a trustee. We really have a fabulous school.
CLC is like nationally renowned. As far as I remember, like it's top notch.
Oh no, we are. I'm trying to say we just got an award. Yeah, I had it written down. We did just get an award for. I know we also just got the Military Friendly Award.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of, and we have 5 campuses. There's 5 CLC.
With the satellite campuses. Yeah.
Yeah. And now there's a 6th campus that's coming in, the Urban Farm Center in Waukegan.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. We just did that was a groundbreaking.
That'll be helpful.
Yeah. That was done in local.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat.
That's very cool. No, I went to CLC and I loved being there so much. I remember there was talk all the time of it turning into a 4-year college. I'm like, just do it so I could finish my degree here. And never happened. So I ended up going to Portland and getting my bachelor's and master's there, but when I moved back here 10 years ago, I think I told you this because my dad passed away. So I'm here to help my mom out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with my life now? I just left the city I thought I was going to die in, and I'm like, oh, okay. I went to CLC and I just took like a math class just to kind of sharpen the mind, right? And then I discovered that they had a horticultural certification situation. So I'm like, oh, I like plants. I took that, got 2 certificates in horticulture and permaculture, and I've been professional gardener for the last 6-7 years.
I didn't know that. I've got some questions for you.
Okay, we could talk.
Yeah. I love gardening.
As do I.
Yeah, I do. I loved working in the dirt and the mud, and
that's exactly. It's fun. I like watching things grow. Like
I do too. Yeah,
the tomato plants in my client's house right now. I did something right this year. They're like almost 6 feet tall.
My cherry tomatoes are doing phenomenal.
Yeah, well,
my Romas aren't doing as good.
Oh, that's too bad. That's where you make the sauce from.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Jade Vlog says, Dawn, you're amazing. Loved hearing you speak. I don't know who that is. You know who Jade Vlogs is?
Jade, no.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jade. Okay, so Jade. Just one last question. I'll let you go. It's dinner time. Do you have like a vision? Like you ran on purpose, obviously not for the money, obviously because there is none. What's your vision for the board? Like what do you bring into the table?
Well, it's not so much what I bring to. Well, I think there's a couple of things I bring to the table. One is my enthusiasm for CLC. Because if we're not the biggest cheerleaders for the school, I don't know who else will be. The other thing is, what people need to realize is with so much out there and get people wanting to get an education, you don't have to go get to that 4-year school first and foremost. You can save a lot of money.
A ton.
Going to CLC. And there is what I think is incredible is the tech center in Gurnee. That I think is the one thing that we really need to push. And I'm going to try to make more awareness to our high schools. We have the dual credit program, which is going on. And there is 25 high schools in Lake County that work with us on that dual credit. But the Advanced Technology Center, we have about 20 different companies that sponsor apprentices. Now they work at the company, Abbott, AbbVie, these are, we're the second largest, manufacturing county in Illinois.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
So what's important is there's a lot of stress today being put on the technical trades. And you know what? You can go to CLC and you can get those certificates or that 2-year associate's degree.
Yeah.
And a lot of times there is a company that you can go, like I went to that graduation and was amazed at the tech center. The sponsors, Baxter, AbbVie, and little mom and pop shops, they will pay a student to go to school for 2 years or however long it is to get that degree, get that certificate, and then they in turn come back to work for them. So
that's fabulous.
I mean, you are not only investing in someone in your community, right, but you are investing in your employee, and you're getting a guaranteed, very highly educated, highly skilled, qualified
and the student's guaranteed a job.
Correct.
That sounds like a pretty amazing deal to me.
And that's, you hear about I'm going to major in psychiatry. Okay, what are you going to do with that?
You would have a bachelor's in psychiatry isn't exactly practical, but if a master's degree, you can become a psychiatrist.
Correct.
With a psychologist.
Psychologist.
Doctor, yeah.
So, but what I just use that as an example, but I mean, there's a lot of these, what are you going to do with that? Sociology. What are you going to, unless you continue to go further, go to law school or what are you going to do with that?
Right.
Where a lot of these careers these are careers. These are certificates for a career.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the things I hear that's great about CLC or community colleges in general is that they do have an emphasis on like the blue collar working jobs. You know, getting your certification or like a 2-year degree, and like you can get your CDL through CLC.
Right.
And if you have a CDL, you're going to make some cash. You're going
Yes.
to have a lot of job security. I'm thinking about getting mine just because, you know,
Well, I mean,
I have something to do when I retire.
well, this is the thing. They do animation. They have the CAD drawing. They offer it all. And actually, I know we're working on getting a 4-year program for especially things like nursing. You know.
Neat.
Yeah.
The nursing thing used to be 2 years only, and CLC had that as far and radiology as well. But I think as far as like just the climate of that is going nationally, is that they're almost like all switching over to a 4-year nursing degree. Like that's something you have to become a nurse instead of just a 2-year one.
Yeah. My son-in-law, my daughter just got married a month ago.
Congratulations.
So to say my son-in-law, but my son-in-law went to CLC and he's an X-ray technician and has nothing but positive things to say about, and he said he's seen kids because they give him an internship and he's got hired and has got a great job, good, really good job. And he says, I see kids coming from other schools and he goes, they don't know half of what we know.
Wow.
So
that's interesting and disturbing at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, it is.
I would hope that they would know what they're doing, but okay.
But that's why they're interns at the time. So they're learning, but he said by this point they should really know more. Right. That's okay. Great. Now he's teaching the new kids.
There you go. Absolutely. That's very cool. All right. Well, that's great. Okay. Thank you for coming on the show. Did anything last thing you wanted to comment on, to plug anything at all? No, you're good.
No.
Okay. Cool.
I'm good.
Well, maybe we can have you back in a few months after everything gets settled and you know the ropes, as you said.
Yep.
And get a deeper dive into the CLC board here, because it's interesting. And like I said, when I said about Mundelein being dear to my heart, CLC is dear to my heart too. Like I was just like, please turn 4 years, and I never did. I mean, some of the greatest teachers I ever had, even in my bachelor's and master's programs, were CLC. I'm like good friends with one of them right now. Like I met him randomly last year, and we hang out and have coffee all the time. I love this man. So CLC is a very amazing place to go, and for no other reason, it's just a great community college is a great idea, because you're going to get the exact education you need to go on to a 4-year school, and you're going to save a ton of money.
Absolutely.
And you're going to have the same sort of attention. It's not that you would get at a 4-year school and that kind of thing for a 16th of the cost.
Correct. And the thing that's amazing is as a property taxpayer, and as a homeowner here in Lake County, look at your tax bill. The best deal you get is CLC.
Right.
Because one thing, I was at the Village of Mundelein, and I will be here, is I am a watchdog on taxes. I am not for raising there better be a real good reason. Right. You better have, if you're raising them, if you need to increase here, you better find somewhere to decrease over here.
Interesting. Yeah, balance the budget. Yeah, no, that's good. I don't know anybody that would be well, no. So okay.
Oh no, we're just like, just raise tax. Just raise tax.
Yeah, just tax them more.
Just tax them. Yeah.
And another real quick annoying thing about taxes is when they raise taxes for a temporary fix, and then they keep the taxes raised forever.
Yeah, don't ever believe it's just for a small period.
It'll go away after we build this road. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it won't.
The taxes can be, as a libertarian, I don't wholly agree with this statement, but one of the libertarian mottos is that taxation is theft, because they just keep taking it because they're taking your money against your will. Okay, so I'm like, that's
correct.
That's what theft is. Okay, I mean,
No, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I mean, I do understand there are some.
Of course, you need roads and parks and schools and that kind of police forces.
Right, and we all have to pitch in and pay that. Right. There comes a point when you're just taking too much from us.
No, I agree 100%. Yeah, no, it's nasty. So, all right, Dawn Abernathy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a great time talking to you. Learned a lot. Great. I'll be in touch, and best to you and everything at CLC. And again, maybe we can have you on in a few months and give us an update. Cool.
That'd be great.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody. Okay. Bet. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Lake County, everybody. Next time. Till next time, keep talking. Hold on a second, Doug. It's a little lag here.